Welcome to Coach Hayes Football Live. He can talk about anything from high school to the pros. This guy knows the game, so you better not be half-stepping.
I can guarantee you most of the audience is going to agree with me before they agree with you.
Strap in, because Coach Hayes is about to
crack your cranium and fertilize your brain. Go ahead and right here, right now.
Subscribe now and check out CoachHayesFootball.com.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the first episode of Nightlife, where we covering UCF. I figure I'm right here in Orlando. Why not get it done? Been talking about it, been in the works for a long time. And the UCF program, known about it for a long time through my coaching years, recruiting, had players there, no coaches there and everything else. So let me know everything looks good, sounds good. And we'll jump straight on into this deal. We're not going to be on here long. It's the first one. We're walking through it. Got to get people acclimated to it, man, as, this new season kicks off. But we definitely going to make it happen, man. Shaw says, Coach, do you sleep? No, I don't sleep, man. Huh? No time to sleep, baby. It's too much football out here, man. It is too much football out here. But let me get a thumbs up. Let me know everything looks good and sounds good, and we can rock and roll. And we'll get an intro and everything for UCF coming up here shortly. But like I said, this was a program. I'm waiting on my thumbs up, y'all, but I guess we'll rock with it. But, UCF is a program that I've been kind of looking at for a long time. Thanks, Shaw. I appreciate the thumbs up, man. And when I first started coaching, just to give a little backstory about UCF as I know it, when I first started coaching, UCF was a program that a lot of players went to if they couldn't make it to the big three, which was Miami, Florida, Florida State. Okay. Been around, I want to say, since the 90s or so, moved up relatively fast, got around. And I remember taking players up there, to the camps and so forth and getting guys in. And it was rough sledding for UCF. I have to say, it was locker room wasn't looking pretty, all that kind of stuff. But as I coached and continued to coach, you could see that they were investing into the program, right? And really wanting to put stuff into the program. And now, if you haven't been to UCF, so far, the school itself is huge and beautiful. I think they got like 68,000 students, almost 70,000 students that go there. They have done a lot in a little bit of time. And I'll just kind of skip past all that and kind of get to the Scott Frost era. And when Scott Frost came, took it over by storm, man. Well, really, George O'Leary prior to that. So got to give George O'Leary his due. And George O'Leary kind of really got them going. All right. And it was some stuff about, George O'Leary that was out there, but I'll leave that as it is. But I just want people to understand this. George O'Leary's first year there, he was 0-11. His second year, 8-5, 4-8, 10-4, 4-8, 8-5, 11-3. He was building. He got a really big to a 12-1. Okay, won the Fiesta Bowl, and then it kind of fell off. Right, he had a big time quarterback in Blake Bortles. I remember him getting Jeffrey Godfrey from Miami Central, who I had a chance to coach against. And they always had some players, right? I remember Storm Johnson. I want to say he came from Miami and played up there. They had a young man named Jose McDuffie played up there. Brett, oh my God, Perryman, his son played there. Speedy from Carroll City, he played there. So UCF always got a lot of players, especially from South Florida, and they did good things up there. And then Scott Frost comes in, first year 6-7, losing the Cure Bowl. But after that, on fire. Scott Frost takes them to a 13-0 season, right? 12-1, 10-3. They went 6-4 in 2020 because that was the COVID year. No, I'm sorry. Scott Frost, I apologize. Scott Frost was there 2 years. 6-7, 13-0. He leaves, goes to Nebraska. Then Josh Heupel comes in and keeps it rolling. Goes 12-1, 10-3. They go 6-4. All right. On the 2020 year, he leaves and goes to Tennessee. Then they bring in Gus Malzahn, who was 9-4, 9-5. Then they make that jump into the Big 12 their first year and go 6-7, 6-6 regular season, lost in the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl. But I say this, yes, Asante Samuels, yes, Brandon Marshall, yes, they've had some players. They currently got, I think it's 23 active players in the NFL right now. So I've always looked at this team as Dante Culpepper. Yes, golly, this is crazy. Y'all keep throwing them in there. Y'all keep throwing the names in there because I can't get everybody. But they were always, in my opinion, a sleeping giant. And I used to always say they were this far away from being the Big Three to becoming the Big Four in the state. And I really think they have an opportunity to do that. And I think they're doing that. Gus Malzahn is recruiting crazy right now, right? They flipped a young man, oh my God, from Alabama. I want to say it was a DB. They flipped him from Alabama to UCF. And they're getting some players. And I'm going to talk about some of these guys here in a second. Let me know. Go ahead and hit the like, share, and subscribe button. We only got 16 people in the building. And I expect that being the first show. But in show 2, it better be 116 in here. Show 3, 416 with 70,000 students. Think about what I'm about to tell you. 70,000 students. If we get 10% of those people, just 10%, it should be 7,000 in the chat. So y'all tighten up. And I'm right here in Orlando, man. So we'll be going to some of those games, checking those things out as well. And so, you know, when you look at UCF, as I talk about them, and you watch them build this thing, and you watch them build it and build a program there, you know, Randy Shannon was there as the DC and all of that kind of stuff. I think they get it. They understand what football does for the university as well. Right? Huge university. They do all type of things here in the Central Florida area, campuses all over the place. But they are growing at an astronomical rate. They have money. They got Disney and NASA money. You see, they got space uniforms, this light blue stuff going on. And so I think they're going to do a very good job, and they've done that. I mean, think about what I'm about to tell y'all. Just as I look at them on the surface level here. When they get to the Big 12, Power 5 football, they go 6-6. People can say that's bad. I say it's all right. The reason I say it's all right is because maybe I'm maybe stepping out of bounds a little bit. But they did that with quote-unquote G5 players. G5 players. Because that's the level they were in. They were a group of 5 school. Now, that doesn't mean some Power 5 guys didn't attend or go there, but that's kind of the level in which they were recruiting. Nobody really was talking about, oh, they got this 5-star, they got this 4-star. No. Maybe some local guys that maybe we knew about, coaches knew about, knew that they could play, but they weren't nationally recognized, nationally known. And some people still can't name guys now, right? But Gus Malzahn, to his credit, shout out to him. He's a former high school coach. And I've been watching some of his interviews over the past couple of months. And you know me, shout out to Luke. I always give him his credit. The Yellow Bus Boys, meaning high school coaches. I think he understands the different dynamic and what it takes. And he gives young guys a chance on the coaching staff. And there's quite a few guys on his coaching staff that I know that started off smaller programs, not always the bigger names, but they found a way to win ball games. And I think it's super interesting. All right. Also, shout out to, I'm going to call him my son, a former player, Joe Milton, playing in his NFL debut for the New England Patriots tonight. I was looking at his stats up here. They were at halftime. I think they're just kicking it back off. But they were at I think they were at halftime. Oh, they're in the fourth quarter now, sorry. But he was 3 for 3 for 16, and he ran the ball once for 12 yards. Shout out to old Rocket Joe. He said, straighten my name out. I ain't Bazooka Joe. I'm Rocket Joe. But anyway, shout out to him and his family. But back to UCF. And I remember, I have a thing where I walk, trying to get slim, trying to get summer fine around here. And it's called Exercising My Thoughts. And one of those videos I did was about UCF. I thought it would be in a sloop. He just threw the touchdown. Shout out, Wilkes. Thanks. And I thought they were a sleeping giant. And I still feel that way. They're getting a lot of recruits, not only just in the high school that are kind of sleeper athletes, but they're getting, I'm going to call them bounce back players, guys who are maybe from Florida, Central Florida, South Florida, North Florida, South Georgia, that went off to bigger programs and decide to come back. Maybe it's not for me, or they bounce. I just call them bounce back. That's not a negative, just calling it, that's my term for just what they were. No big deal. And so, with that being said, I want to look at what they have going on there before I get into that. Looking at the roster, Gus Malzahn, we know his history, Cam Newton, Natty winning coach. But we all, excuse me, some of you all know Tim Harris Jr., high school coach there in Miami. Booker T was the running back coach at Miami. He's not the offensive coordinator and wide receivers coach at UCF. Okay. Addison Williams, who's the associate head coach and the co-defensive coordinator and defensive back coach, I knew him through recruiting way back when he was at Furman. He used to come down to Orlando, recruit all the time. Darren Henshaw, I knew him from Tennessee. He was coaching at Tennessee at the time under Derek Dooley. All right. Good coach. I'm trying to see if anybody else on here that I recognize so far from a name standpoint that's getting these opportunities. Sean Beckton Jr., he is a staple there. He was there. He left with Scott Frost and went to Nebraska, but I'm glad he made it back home, man. I'm glad he made it back. Oh, this is Beckton Jr., excuse me. Oh, the senior's there too as analyst. I apologize. So shout out to him as well, man. So again, I don't know all of these guys. I'm going to make my way over there to the campus, get a chance to nose around a little bit. Hopefully coach got an open invitation. I can go in there and see what they're talking about. But I've been over there quite a bit when I was coaching for coaching clinics, the Nike clinics, all that kind of stuff. And the COI, the coach of the year and all that stuff, those clinics and all that. And UCF, I believe the administration gets it. They know what facilities need to be like. They know what it takes. They got the uniform thing going. They got all that good stuff that quote unquote works in recruiting. But I think they understand how to use the money. Just put, I want to say it was $80 million into the stadium itself, the AKA the bounce house. AKA the bounce house. And I've been to some games at the bounce house and that thing be rocking. It's only like 45,000 seats, but it's rocking. So we definitely going to see. Appreciate that, Brandon Brown. I like my HBCU shirt. Shout out to the HBCU shirt. Got this in the A, matter of fact, while I was up there. So, yeah, man, I think that's big. I want to look at some of their depth chart players here. And again, this is now year 2 in a Power 4 program. And last year, they actually put up some good numbers, right? They had the quarterback, Plumlee. They had a receiver. I believe he's at New England now. He might be playing now. Baker put up 1,000 yards. Running back here locally from Edgewater, had a chance to coach against him, RJ Harvey, 1,400 yards. They had another receiver that's coming back, Kobe Hudson, 900 yards. So they've been putting up these numbers. And again, these are against Power 5 programs, right? Think about the kind of players they're getting, but Power 5 programs. And the games that they lost, not all of them, some of them they got their behinds whipped, and I get it. But some of them, they played these guys tough. They played them tough. You know, as I look at their schedule last year, I mean, they whipped Kent State. That's on their level. I get it. But let's, you know, Kansas State, 18th ranked, 44-31, right? They still lost, but I get it. Baylor, they lost to Baylor, 36-35. Kansas, they got slaughtered. UCF plays 15th ranked Oklahoma, 31-29. UCF gets slapped up by West Virginia, 41-28. UCF beats a Cincinnati. UCF slaughters, listen to what I'm about to tell you, slaughters 16th ranked Oklahoma State, 45-3. And they got a 1,700-yard running. Now, I don't know if he played in that game. I have no idea. But they whipped them 45-3. Oof. Oof. Ooh, that's stank right there, boy. Texas Tech. They lost to Texas Tech 24-23. They beat a Houston team 27-13. And they ended up losing to Georgia Tech in the Gasparilla Bowl last year. So I'm here because I believe that UCF will be a problem in the future. It's the only Big 12 program in the state of Florida. It's the only Big 12 program in the state of Florida. And I think that means a lot. I looked at their depth chart. They lost some guys, but I'm looking at what's coming back, right? You got Xavier Townsend, right? I'm sorry, pull this up. Yep. All right, yeah, you got Xavier Townsend coming back at the X. He played last year. I think he had about 300, 350, somewhere in there. Kobe Hudson was the 900-yard receiver behind Baker. He's coming back. All right. And then you have Trent Whitmore coming in at the slot receiver. Here's what's interesting about their team offensively. Their first unit, and again, I'm looking at a depth chart by Our Lads. That's my source. The only transfer on their starting offense, I'm not saying that these guys that they have didn't play last year or whatever, but the only incoming transfer is the quarterback, KJ Jefferson. KJ Jefferson, the only the only quarterback transfer. Everybody else was on the team last year. Now their backups, as they have it on this depth chart, are transfers. I think Gus Malzahn and the staff brought in about 40 guys. They brought in quite a bit. All right. Now on defense, they brought in 6 of the 11 are transfer ends. But let's look at the level of play. Nigel E. Kelly, we know, comes from the University of Miami. They got him starting as the Buck. All right. And that's kind of that overhang. For people who don't know, they run a 3-4 look. So it's kind of that overhang, or a 3-3-5, depending on how you want to look at it. Overhang defensive lineman. And Nigel E. Kelly came from the U. Suffered an injury last year. Hopefully the injury bug is gone. But he can definitely play. Ethan Burton Barr, comes in from Vanderbilt, if I'm not mistaken. And then they bring in what all these ads? Get out the way, can't you see? Then they bring in Josiah Pierre, who's a transfer from Texas Tech in Florida. These are all the linebacking crew. The D-line is coming back from last year. And there's a young man named Lee Hunter that played the nose. I want to say Buddy had like 70 tackles. 70 tackles. And we talking Power 5 last year now. We ain't talking about, people, they played in the small league. Last year was Big 12 football. Okay? Big 12 football. And there's a guy that's rotating in there with him named John Walker. I watched him play here at Kissimmee High School, down in Osceola High School, rather, in Kissimmee, And I put him up there with Peter Woods. If y'all know Peter Woods, my man, John Walker is a problem and will be a problem. All right. Another big name, Traquan Fagan. Fagan was a USC commit, Alabama, from Thompson High School. Speaking of Thompson, that's where Peter Woods played. And he's now at UCF. They also had the young man that came in from Oklahoma, Derek LeBlanc, is also on this list as well, coming in. So they got some players that have come into this thing, man. And I think they're going to have some real good stuff going on here. I'm just excited to see what they're going to do, and I'm excited right in the backyard, right in the backyard. I've actually, we had some talks with some people there, and they're interested. And I'm interested as well to see what they're going to do. They're interested in Coach Hayes, and Coach Hayes is interested in them. And so we're going to see what it's going to be about, man. Shout out to DP. He said, I got UCF going 8-4 at worst. Woo, I hear you. I like it. I don't really have a record prediction for him yet. I do some more investigation, but this is something that I definitely wanted to look into and see what they had going on. I think I had them up here. I want to see if I had the stats. And see some of those guys who probably just popped out. Here it is right here. All right. And like I said, RJ Harvey at running back, 1,416 yards on 216 carries, 16 touchdowns. Receiving wise, again, Kobe Hudson, 44 catches for 900 yards, averaging 20.5 yards a catch on average with 8 touchdowns. Townsend, who's coming back, 33 catches for 325. All right, 3 touchdowns. Let me see who else we got here. And then on defense, like I brought up, Lee Hunter. Lee Hunter had a total of 69 tackles at D tackle. At nose, basically at the nose. Bro, think about what I'm about to tell you. At the nose, he had 69 total tackles, 41 solo, 28 assisted. At the nose guard, this is where you get double and triple team, especially running this 30 front. You head up on the center. You got the guard coming this way. You got the guard coming that way. You can have both guards and center coming at you. And this dude walked off with 69 with 3 sacks. They had a young man last year named Brash who had 8.5 sacks. And I'm saying to myself, oh my God, he's going to the league. But they got another guy named Lawrence coming in at defensive end with 7.5 sacks. Bro, 7.5 sacks, and he only had 27 tackles. A third of his tackles was sacks. What does that mean? He getting to the football. So I think this is going to be big. Like, I'm still going back looking at this Lee Hunter dude. Bro, 69 tackles at a nose, dog, at a D tackle in a 30 front. That's oof. Shout out to Shady McCoy. That's crazy work. That's crazy work. That's crazy work. That's crazy work, bro. Yowzers. But anyhow, I'm excited about this. We adding to the platform. So we do a Miami show. We do a Colorado show. Now we're going to do a UCF show. And we're going to talk other football as well. We still got the WREs. They coming back. I promise y'all they coming back. They coming back. Coaches had to take care of stuff. We're getting back to it. Got a lot going on. But I do want to talk to some people if you're willing to call in. We can open up the phone line here and talk about it if you like. Excuse me. We can open up the phone line and talk about it. And we're going to call this segment Nightlife with a K. K-N-I-G-H-T, life. And we'll definitely see what's going on with it. But
you are the only participant in the conference.
I hope not. Not
All
for long.
All participants are muted.
All right, so go ahead and call on in. It'd be nice if I put the phone number up, wouldn't it? And while I'm waiting to do that, of course, I got to plug it, man. We got the fantasy draft, guys. Come on, man. The fantasy draft is in the building. You see it right here. Come on and join it. It's a lot of fun. Waiting for a couple of people to call in. Let me pull this piece up so you can actually see it. All right, here we go. All right, so for the college, like I said, for the draft, come on in. 25 gets you 225, 50 gets you 450, 100 gets you 900. And it's all Power 4 programs plus Notre Dame. I hate Notre Dame. But anyway, plus Notre Dame. If you want to join, make sure you cash app $ Coach Hayes Football. Put your email address in the memo section. If you don't do it, I can't send you the link, guys and ladies. We got some ladies in there too. Shout out to Susie Pink in the building. I'm still waiting on LNV. I'm still waiting on MVP, to join. And you will receive an email from me from Fantrax, and check your spam folder as well. Also, CoachHayesFootball@gmail.com if you have any questions. If you cash up and don't see this logo right here, you donated to somebody else, all right? So please go ahead and feel free to join in. If you like to call 862-799-9956. Phone number is right here. Go ahead and check that out. Like I said, as we try to expand this platform and do more things, do bigger things, man, we're going to cover some UCF business here. Like I said, we're here locally. We'll try to go out and get some stuff here in the practices and all of that as well, because I live here in Orlando. So why not? Why not? Drew Linfield says, I've been telling dudes UCF is a sleeper team. Do me a favor. Put in the chat what y'all think the record is going to be. I have no idea, because we can look at their record coming up. I mean, not their record, but their schedule, excuse me. We can look at their schedule coming up. Matter of fact, I can throw it up here on the board while we're waiting on that call. Like I said, 862-799-9956. If you'd like to talk about it, I know it's the first show. Y'all got jitters, but it's Coach Hay, the same OG. The same OG, dog. Don't be scared. But UCF starts off the season with New Hampshire. I think that should be a win. So let me go ahead and do my stuff right now. They start off with New Hampshire. Coach call that a W. Sam Houston State. I call that a W. TCU. I'm going to get that a W. They get a bye week, and then they come in and play Colorado. Y'all know I clearly said I think that's a W. Then they go to Florida. I think they take an L at Florida. I think Florida has a lot more talent than people think. A lot more talent than people think. And I don't know if they're there yet. I think it'll be a good game. They play it in the swamp, but I do think it's an L. Cincinnati, I give them a W for that. All right. Iowa State. I said an L. It could be 50-50, but I'm going with the L right there. BYU, I give them the W. Arizona, I don't know if Arizona maybe they had a high power offense and they can throw it around the yard there. I call him Fajita. I'm sorry for mispronouncing his name, but for the quarterback as well as T-Mac, they got a big running back. I want to say out of New Mexico State. He threw up 1,000. So I don't know. It all depends on how KJ Jefferson plays, how well he plays. Okay. Here we go. Arizona State. I give them a W for Arizona State. West Virginia, I think they're too strong. I think they get an L. Yes, West Virginia and Utah, I give them an L. So I got them going 7-5. That might not be bad. It could be 8-4 on the Iowa State game. Or coaches might be completely out of my mind. I have no idea. But that's just off the cuff, just looking at it, kind of looking at logos, to be honest, right there. But anyway, Lawrence Barber says, who cares? Come on, dog. Coach trying to build something here, man. Y'all killing me, man. Help old coach out, man. Act like you care, Lawrence. Act like you care. Brandon Brown said, I'm thinking 6-6. All right. I got my man DP on the line. I knew he wasn't gonna leave me stranded, man. DP, talk to your boy, man. What you think about the UCF Knights?
5 minutes of phone.
What you know about that,
Coach
man?
Hayes, man?
Give me 5 minutes of funk. What's up with you, dog?
What it do, man? Hey, man, a lot of people sleep on UCF, man. I don't understand why. Don't sleep on these boys, man. They finna be the next team in Florida. It ain't gonna be the big three no more. It's finna be the big four. And UCF finna be up there with them boys. They in the big Power 5 conference, and they ready to bring the phone. I'm telling you.
I think they're gonna be a problem, dog. Like I really do. I really think, like I said, talent-wise, I watched them. Just you watch them closely. Like being in South Florida, I was seeing the kind of guys they were getting out of South Florida. Now I'm here in Orlando, and I'm looking at the kind of players they get in from Orlando, right? And of course, being here, the news come on, that person come on, the algorithm knows what area you in, so they tell you who they picking up, who dropped off. It's like, I think they getting some players, man.
They definitely get some players, but one key thing about UCF, what's known about UCF through the past couple of years is they gonna have an offense. Mm-hmm. They usually have an explosive offense each and every year. So the question is Gus Malzahn able to build up that defense over there? Because they're gonna have to stop the run, you feel me? And they're gonna have to stop some people from scoring. Because a lot of the games they played, a lot of them be shootouts. Besides that spanking they put on Oklahoma State.
Yeah, I gotta go watch that game. I want to see what happened. Was it raining? The hell, their ball was getting wet too. So, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, well, I'm saying they got on their behind. But what I will say about the defense thing with the Baylor game, they was up 31-0 against Baylor. Ooh. And you see how the score ended off.
Yeah.
So the defense, man, they got to come with it, man. Gus Malzahn got to do something with defense. But I was listening to it was either Josh Pate or On 3. I was listening to them, and they were talking about how Gus Malzahn looks like a different person in Orlando. Like he's not the same guy, the uptight guy he was at Auburn. They say he's more relaxed now here in the O. I think it's that Florida weather getting to him. What you think, Coach?
I think it's age, bro. Age and maturity, right? When you that young coach and that, you young and you ready, bruh, you fired up, man. I think, over time, I was the same way, man. I remember, man, I used to be fussing and let's go. I mean, I would go home with like headaches, bro. Like my head would be pounding, dog, just from the, but you young and you energetic. And then you realize, oh, there's a different way to do this thing. It's a different, sometimes you got to go off. But I'm talking about I was nonstop, rah, like going in. And then you realize it's a different way to skin this cat,
I want to add on to that too, you feel me? Because, Auburn, that's SEC country. They got a big rival, Alabama. So if you go there, they at least want you to beat Bama. If you ain't beating Bama, if you ain't competing with Bama, they want you out of there. You see kind of hot already when you take that Auburn job, just because the SEC country. Mm-hmm. Now you go to UCF, ain't nobody really expecting UCF to do much. That's why we talking about them being a sleeper team. So you got a little bit more relaxation. And guess what? You don't recruited in the SEC before. So you know what to look for in them type of players to bring them to old UCF. Right. So it's going to be interesting. You got you a quarterback that you like, you feel me? Because you don't have old Cam Newton before. They remind me of each other a little bit just from the body type. I ain't going to say they play the same.
Right.
But it's somewhat similar.
And let's talk about that. I'm glad you brought that up. Because they also have another acquisition at quarterback that a lot of people in this chat may be familiar with, and a young man named Ja'Curry Brown. And you could tell that's a Gus Malzahn staple. Is I like these types of quarterback. We're not saying that they're Cam Newton. We're making a comparison to body types and play style. Doesn't mean they're Cam Newton. That's not what I'm saying. But here's a perfect parallel. Tom Brady ain't compared to Cam Newton. They don't even have the same body type, the same athletic ability. But we're not saying that's that person. Just like Lamar Jackson. I don't know why I always do this. Lamar Jackson is not comparable to Cam Newton either. From the body type, the run, you know what I mean? The running ability. They both run, but they're two totally different guys. But when you look at the body types of a KJ Jefferson and a Ja'Cory Brown, that's what he likes. That's what he likes in those kind of guys. And I think him, especially being an Arkansas guy, have an opportunity to go after KJ Jefferson and say, hey, come on, baby, I need you. And then a JB11 coming on the market. So if something was to happen, knock on wood, to KJ, then JB can come in and the train is still rolling.
Yeah, you don't got to switch up your game plan that much because they similar playing style quarterbacks.
Right. She said, hello, really flawed. She said, I'm getting quarterbacks confused. No, LaMarcus Joyner was a DB, but I always say LaMarcus Joyner instead of Lamar Jackson. Because I used to love the way LaMarcus Joyner played, man. Oh, my God, that kid could play. But shout out to Really Flawed in here. Hey, break the champagne on the side of the boat, Really Flawed. Finally got the show up and running. We ready to rock. But yeah, so you know, and I think you know, KJ Jefferson being there, I think he may be a one and done. And I remember when the whole Ja'Cory story broke of him leaving, the first place I said was UCF. And I'd be down, that's
Me
where
too.
No, it just only made sense. It only made sense because of who the coach was and the kind of quarterbacks that he likes. So,
and plus, I could tell like Ja'Cory, he really didn't want to leave the state of Florida. Like he fell in love with Florida. He loved to fish. Where else you gonna fish at other than Florida?
Well, listen, he here, so maybe he could take me to some fish. I ain't been fishing. I got some rods over there. Man, the line probably dry rot. But you know that boy, he old country, man. He from Valdosta. I might have to go in there and show him how to close one eye so they close two, if you know what I'm saying.
And what I want to talk about KJ Jefferson a little bit too. I don't know if you've seen any of his like highlights of games or anything, man. Because I've seen a couple of his games and I watched his highlights, man. And that is one tough son of a gun, man. That Joker is tough.
He tough, dog.
I'm seeing guys, linebackers think they got the sack. He's throwing them off of them, then completing the 60-yard pass down the field.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, I seen him playing Bama. He gave Bama everything he had. I'm talking about blood leaking from his arm. He still got there trying to get it.
Yeah, bro. And here's the thing.
The man played over 40-something games of SEC football. Go ahead, Coach.
No, you're right. And here's another thing. Now you add the 1,400-yard rushing R.J. Harvey and 1,000-yard rushing Penny Boom. So you got, look at all these dynamics. Look at these dynamics there. And I know a lot of people like to say, oh, KJ Jefferson. Okay. One thing I'm going to give Gus Malzahn credit, and I've seen him do this, is he would try to maximize a young man's strength and minimize his weakness. Here's why I'll say that. Let's go look at Plumlee last year. Plumlee threw for 2,000 yards, 2,200, something like that, 2,300. One receiver had 1,100. That's half of it. The other receiver had 900. That's 2,000 right there. In two receivers, and both of them averaged over 20 yards a catch. So what does that tell you? If I just had to look at the stats and let the stats paint a picture for me, that tells me that they will run first, play action, big play opportunity offense. And the quarterback, who may not have been the biggest arm, the most yards, but he knew where to go with the ball when it was time to go with the ball. And I think he can do that with KJ Jefferson and even Ja'Cory Brown. That says, look.
And guess what, Coach? I'm glad you mentioned Plumlee from last year. Because the playbook was limited because Plumlee was limited in some of the things he could do as a quarterback in his skill set.
Right.
He could run and get out of the pocket a little bit, but he wasn't, like a KJ Jefferson or Ja'Cory Brown. He couldn't, get out of there like they could. So the playbook was kind of limited. So that kind of stopped them from winning, some of those games they probably could have won. If, he could have did a little bit more with the wiggle room. But that's to each his own.
Right. And so like I'm saying, when I look at this, when I look at the team and I look at what they're doing, what they're bringing back, what they have coming back, I think it's very interesting to sit and watch what happens with this program. Um, like I said, speaking of the running back room, you have a Penny Boone who was, I think, Toledo in Maryland, if I'm not mistaken. He a big old dude, like 230 something. So if you think about the offense, you can do so much with the running game. And see, I understand football today. Everybody loves to see the pass around the yard. Everybody loves to see them throwing the ball around the yard. I get it. But at the end of the day, they want to win ball games, right? I'm looking at the UCF. I'm looking at UCF versus Oklahoma. All right. I'm just looking at the team stats. And it's not as lopsided as people think. They actually threw for 248.
That was a good game. I watched that.
But watch this. They threw for 248 and ran for 149. And ran for 149. You know, that's what I'm telling people is that I think, in my opinion, whoever the opponent is kind of dictates what he's going to do. If you're going to stack the box, we still got enough where we can throw it around the yard. And I think Gus Malzahn can be creative enough to find those things. He don't have to have the elite. You got to be a good quarterback, but I don't think they have to be the most elite quarterback in the nation to be successful in that system. If that makes sense, what I'm saying.
And plus, you know, you gotta respect the fact that they got all that talent back there that can run the ball. You can't, you feel me, play strictly the pass like you were just saying. Because if you strictly play the pass, then they gonna have a field day in the ground game. And then if you try to lower the box like you were saying, oh, let's air this thing out, baby. They think we can't throw this thing. Let's do what it do. But and also, you know, he got him a veteran quarterback, and I feel like the SEC is, you know, the Big 12 is a level down from the SEC just somewhat. I ain't gonna say it's a big step down, but you know, a lot of the bigger D linemen, you feel me, and bigger O linemen is in the SEC. Mm-hmm. But each his own.
And again, I'll say this offensively before I move on. With the talent that I believe he has, and like you said, they've done it. They've done it. We saw KJ. But we also saw Jacurri. Jacurri comes and played and beat Georgia Tech, not last year, but the previous year. The two running backs, they've done it. They got time on the wood, but they also bring a different dynamic. When RJ Harvey is in the game, is a total different run look than when Penny Boone is in the game. When KJ Jefferson's at quarterback, it looks totally different than maybe when a Jacurri Brown is in the game. The speed is different. KJ can run, but Jacurri can run as well, but he's quicker and faster, right? It's like, and as a defense, you got to be prepared for that, bro. You got to be prepared for all of those different changes in speed and technique. And then you got guys who have experience at wide receiver throwing the ball to. Now, both of their quarterbacks are new, so that's a piece. They got to get that down. But other than that, that's that. Defensively, you said they got to make some changes. Now, I can't tell you if this is going to be for the best or for the worst, but that's where they went into the transfer portal heavy to try and fix. Because all of their linebackers and their backups are relatively new transfers. All four starting, Nigel E. Kelly, Ethan Barr, Josiah Pierre, and Deshaun Pace are all brand new. And their backup, Dalen Dotson and Zyree Alexander, if I'm saying it tonight, are another backups. So they're going to have to make sure they can fix that, and they got to be able to stop the run. Okay?
Yeah. And if you say in the 3-4 defense?
Yeah. And if you look at their DBs. So
with that being said, they linebackers got to really make some noise and come with it. You feel me?
Yeah. And if you look at their DBs, right? If you look at the DBs up here. Oh, did I close that thing, man? Come on, Hayes, tighten up. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. And if you look at the DBs, Brandon Adams comes back, trying to see his production. See what Brandon Adams did. If he did anything. Let's see here. He better have done something. Yeah, well, Brandon Adams, he had 21 tackles, three PBUs. Maybe nothing outstanding, no interceptions, but he's coming back at corner. And then you look at Damari Henderson, and he had 2 PBUs, but he had 45 total tackles. So he know how to mix it up a little bit, 29 solos. And then they bring in Sheldon Arnold, who is a transfer, strong safety. So he's coming from East Tennessee. And then they also have Traquan Fagan, who I talked about, USC, Alabama, and they're coming in. But all of their backups are transfers.
One thing I say about that cornerback position, also the numbers can be a little skewed when you're looking at stats, because sometimes
it could be.
You might just have a lockdown corner where you ain't getting no action because you got a side of the field shut down.
That's fair.
So you feel me? It's kind of you got to really see how many games they had wide receivers go for 100 yards and 50 yards and how many receptions they allowed and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, no, that's only fair. Like I say, when I look at it, you're 100% correct. Let me see. He played in every game, so he's a veteran. He played in every game, and he's a senior, so he's been around for a while, in that sense. But like I said, he played in every game. That's Brandon Adams. Excuse me for people who don't know what I'm talking about. And I'm trying to see the other gentleman.
When they had 45 tackles, that's good though. That means he coming down the hill. He willing to put his body on the line.
Right. And then Damari Henderson, bro, que pasa, man? All right, here we go. And then Damari Henderson, he let me pull up his game split. He also played in 10 games last year. And so, so they got some experience there. And then again, like I said, you got Traquan Fagans. But another interesting cat is Antoine Jackson. A lot of maybe Kane fans know this.
Yeah, I forgot he transferred there.
And he was a big Kane recruit, ended up going to ECU, something about, he got to follow his girlfriend, whatever. And then he ended up coming back to UCF. That's what I mean about, he's a perfect example of what I mean about guys who went off and decided to come back home. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about in regards to that.
They also say he put up solid production at ECU. He was one of the top defensive back at freshman last year. Right. PFF, I think, rated him.
Right. So like I said, yeah, it'll be interesting to look at these guys and see how they progress and how they perform. I don't really have an opinion about them right now. On the offensive side, I'm a little bit more excited because I think we always talk about continuity and chemistry, right? But they have that on the first unit. Now, of course, I always say injury is inevitable. It's not when, but who, right? Or not if, but when and who. Those are the two major questions. And then they got some other players here, like the Braden Marshall kid who played like that nickelback. He was big time recruit out of Lake Mary, and he ended up going there. I think that's, like I said, those are some of the names that a lot of people don't remember. But I remember him because I'm here locally. But I think he's a young man that may step out and step up as well. But he wasn't a national, everybody and their mama knew about this kid, So I think it's a lot of young men that's going to definitely make it happen.
Here's a question, too, I have for you, Coach. How many of their offensive linemen are they returning? Because I don't know much about their O-line, but what I will say, to have over 1,000-yard rusher, you got to have a decent O-line. Your quarterback, he put up decent numbers, so they got to be somewhat fair. They went 6-6, so I just can't say they was great. 6-6 don't mean fit. Just saying some flaws in there. So how many guys they got returned if you think you see? You feel me?
Well, I'll tell you this: nobody on their starting offense compared to this depth chart is a transfer. So I can't say how many are starting. I'm going to try to pull that up, are returning starters, but they all were on the team last year. I'm trying to see if I can pull up. Here we go. I want to see their. I want to see last year's depth chart because the old linemen don't get unfortunately they don't get stats. So
Yeah, they don't really show them love that much.
yeah, they're like, yeah, whatever, bro. Yeah, they don't. Matter of fact, let's do this. The depth chart versus West Virginia. Let's see what they got here. Okay. All right. So their left tackle they had was Tylen Grable. He is not there. Amari Kite, is the new left tackle. Left guard was Beulah Schmidt. He is also gone. Adrian Metley is still there. He is now playing left guard. They got him at left guard. Adrian Metley was there. The center, Drake Metcalf, he is gone. He is gone. He is gone. But Caden Kilter was there as well. So they kind of split time between the two. So Caden Kilter has some playing experience. LaCoy Palu, if I'm saying his name correctly. And he's not, he was not there either. So the O-line looks to be new, but played.
Yeah.
Right? It's not the same O-line because they look relatively young, but you got like a Paul Rubert, who's a redshirt senior. You have, and he was a transfer last year, not this year, but last year. Marcellus Marshall is a senior transfer last year. And then Caden Kilter is a redshirt sophomore. Adrian Metley is a redshirt senior. And Amari Kite is a redshirt senior transfer last year. So, yeah, there's a couple of guys that are new to the neighborhood, but they were in the program already. So they, now what does that mean? I don't know, but we'll definitely find out.
Yeah, that's the question mark, though, if anything, as far as the offense. Because I know they got some, guys that play receiver that's returning. The running back room looking pretty decent. Quarterback room fitting looking pretty decent. Mm-hmm. So the offensive line is where it's the question marks. That and the defense, per se, because they got a lot of new pieces on the D-line and the linebacker room.
Right.
So if they can get some fair play at least from those three units, then maybe they can make some noise. But those three units is going to be the question of how good UCF be this year.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, it'd be very interesting to find out, man. It'd be very interesting to see. And like I said, we'll follow it, man. So Ebron got a great question. With so many unknowns, how can anyone consider UCF to be a dark horse? Because of what they're bringing in, right? That doesn't mean that, like, I'm not saying they're a conference champion. Like some people, I've heard this, they got UCF winning the conference. I think that's a stretch right now. A stretch right now. That they win in the conference is a stretch. But when I consider them the dark horse, meaning that because some of those guys are coming back and because of who they brought in, not the fact they brought in, but who, and that's big, right? Because I know some people are going to say, well, coach, this other team brought in people, but I don't think they have the same who's. That's just my opinion. I don't think they have the same who's. And so we'll see. We'll see. I heard they got a scrimmage Saturday, so coach might go out there with his good eye and see what's going on.
Check it out. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's a fair question that E. Brown had asked, though, honestly. Because they do, they got a lot of unknowns when it comes to the O-line and the linebacker room and the D-line room. And trenches is a main factor whether you're going to win or lose games. Mm-hmm. And being in the Big 12, you're going to have to be able to stop the run for sure. That's the same thing Colorado got to look forward to doing this season. Mm-hmm. But if they can get fair play out of their offensive line, I feel like they will have a solid run game. And from the offensive game plan UCF come with, they usually are a good scoring team. So to beat them, you usually got to be able to score some points for the most part. You're not going to beat them only scoring 14 points and 21 points.
Right. And like I said, they'll find a way. I think they'll find a way. And I think I'm giving Gus Malzahn some good credit here. Because I know maybe I'm biased in saying this, but I love the fact he was a high school coach. Because one thing about being a high school coach, you got to find ways to do more with less. And I'm not saying these guys at UCF are less, but what I mean is when things don't go your way, you can find ways and be creative to get more. Maybe if you're outmatched, maybe if the opponent has a better this or that, you can find ways through scheme, through play calling, through philosophies, whatever, to get the numbers to to your advantage, if that makes sense. And so that's just what I'm interested in.
Yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying, Coach. Because high school football, you got what you got, really. You got what you got at school.
Right.
So you feel you got to make it work to your best of your advantage to get the most out of your player that you can get out of them.
For sure. So yeah, man. I'm super interested. Like I said, if anybody like to call in 862-799-9956. And I know we got some Miami fans here. Let me just say this, guys. It's football, baby. Kohei gonna talk that game. So come on in, man. It's okay. You're not going to lose your green and orange card because you talk about UCF. Let's talk some football.
Man, that's why I say it's all about you, baby. But I low-key like UCF also. And mind you, I'm a true Florida boy. I love the state of Florida. So I ain't rooting for no FSU and no Gators. But when it comes to schools like UCF, USF, FIU, FAU, I want them to do good. I want them to, put on for Florida and show what this Florida talent can do.
And I hate to say that. Well, I don't hate to say it. I actually love to say this. I like UCF more than I like Florida State. I definitely more than Florida. Like, I always told people. I always told people, because I have to say this about Florida State. Florida State was a school that gave the homies from the crib an opportunity as well, right? I know so many guys that played at Florida State, and it gave them opportunities, you know what I mean, to play, change their life, and so forth. So I get it. So I don't like Florida State. I hate Florida. I don't know if I hate them as much as I hate Duke, but I hate Florida, right? And I just say that from a fan perspective, but it's always going to be love, man, when it comes to these players. You know that. Like, I'm going to always support the players wherever they go.
Yeah, man, because a lot of them from state, man. That's why they be putting on. So much talent come out of the state of Florida. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But what I would say about UCF also, they need to try to, hopefully USF can get to the Big 12 some way, and that's because that's their rival, I think. And they try to boost up that rivalry more. So because they racked up by each other, Temple, Orlando, they ain't even that far.
It's called a war on I-4. Come on, baby.
You feel me? The war on I-4.
The war on, and I don't think they play them this year. They don't.
They're not on their schedule.
They don't play them this year. Wow. Oh, well, they better find a new
And I heard USF supposed to be pretty good this year.
I heard the same thing, but hey, the war on I-4. That's what it's called, man. Yeah, and they both of them right off of I-4, I-4, whatever the case may be. But I got another call in here, 1828 in the building. Like I said, I plan on doing just an hour today. Get the people feet wet to the nightlife. Huh? You like that name, DP? You like that name, nightlife?
Yes, sir. That's smooth. You feel me? The nightlife with a K.
There you go. I like it, man. So hopefully that stick, man. People have fun with it, But unfortunately, this shouldn't be a slow crawl. If y'all support Coach Hayes, then support Coach Hayes, man. Y'all stop playing. I know it ain't Miami.
Once
ain't Colorado.
Get started, man, them fans gonna see the show. They gonna call in. They gonna want to express how they feel about the game.
Yes, sir. And we all here for it, man. But yeah, that's where we are, man. But let me take this other caller, 1828, and we'll wrap this deal up, man.
All right, yeah, do your thing, Coach, man. I was just trying to come in, you feel me, help you out a little bit, you feel me. I ain't want them to have you drowning up there. I got to look out for my dog every time I can.
Listen, I only drowned once, but I made it.
Yes, sir.
DP, leave me alone, dog. Shout out to you, dog, for being a team member, dog, a member of Coach A football, man. And that's what teammates do, dog. You see me suffering, you came and helped your boy out. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir, man. Anytime, my G.
That boy threw me a life raft. That water was getting deep. DP, get off my line. I ain't messing with you. Get off my line. I mean right now.
All right, my boy.
All right. Shout out to DP, man. Y'all go check out his page as well, man. 1828 coming to you. Talk to us, man. Give us your name, where you calling from.
Yeah, this Brandon Brown.
What's up, man?
I'm calling. Yeah, what's good, Coach? Hey, so I'm in Palm Beach, but I agree with you on everything you said. Like I'm just really just adding on and just naming you like another super team that I look at because I like betting on games.
Okay.
So I like seeing where the underdogs could win at.
Okay.
And I look at UCF like how I'm looking at Boston College. Like both teams brought in defensive coordinators to fix the issues. And one thing that I know about structure, like good structure, like your team could go from 105 in defense to 30th or 25th or some shit like that, and that's a significant change.
For sure.
And so I know they picked up Oklahoma defensive coordinator UCF.
No, Addison. Well, he's the co-coordinator. Let me see who the coaches are on here. He's the co-coordinator. I know Addison is a co-coordinator, but let me see who they consider the other coordinator. And I believe it's
Roof, right?
Roof. Yeah, Roof is the I just saw it. Yeah, he's the defensive coordinator. Let me see where he's from. Ted Roof is his name. Yeah, he was from Oklahoma. Sure was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then his defense last year was ranked 4th in scoring.
Right.
Like that's a lot. 4th in scoring and like 7th total defense.
Yeah.
Third against the run. Like so where y'all was stressing y'all concerns, like at the defensive part is like they should look a lot better. They gonna be on the way. They gonna be they're not gonna be home against TCU, Florida, Iowa State, and West Virginia.
True story.
That's gonna be on the road game. So I know that boy Gus, that boy record 7-9 on the away.
Ooh, boy, you a real better, dog. When you start looking at it like that, yeah, boy, you a real better.
Yeah. So it's like, all right. So then, so it's like, yeah, they got a good team. They got a good quarterback. Like I said, like I seen Boston College down there put it on FSU last year. So now when I see people talking about FSU, like they losses could be Clemson, Notre Dame, and Miami, I'm like, yo, I think Boston College might be a problem for them this year. Even though they might be in Tallahassee, but the game was 31-29 last year. And Boston College was 6-6. They got a bowl game against SMU and beat them boys.
And the quarterback wasn't bad either. Now Castellanos, I believe his name is, for Boston.
Yeah. He was snapping, and that's how I look at KJ. Like KJ, a real difference maker.
Yeah, I just think he's such a big guy. You still, regardless, I watched the spring game. He threw 2 ugly interceptions, and I think that's what people are. I think that's the hang up on KJ Jefferson. It's not like tip passes. I think people are like, when he threw that interception, I almost thought it was a touchdown for him because it was so pretty, but it was to the defense. You know what I mean? It was like beautiful, like, you know what I mean? Just threw it beautifully to him. It was like perfect for him. Like the receiver couldn't, like, you can say, hey, receiver, if it's not coming to you, break it up, man. He couldn't.
Yeah.
He couldn't.
Yeah.
And he underthrew one. I want to say it was a fade ball I remember seeing, kind of underthrew it. So those are the hangups I believe people have about KJ. And maybe he can get it fixed. Maybe he can't. I don't know. But we're definitely going to find out this season. I can't tell you. But when it comes to him running the ball, being that third wheel back there, right? Being that extra, making it an 11-on-11 game instead of 10-on-11. And what I mean, most people count the quarterback out, so it's 10 against 11. But because he can run the ball, it definitely can always be 11-on-11 game.
Yeah, and you add that element in where now I'm gaining more running yards and move third down conversions and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, like, I still think they probably like a year or two behind. before we start
That's fair.
actually really like, you know what I'm saying?
I think that's fair. I think
like
that's fair.
I see Vegas got them at like 7.5.
Do they really? So I was close. I said 7. Hold on.
Yeah.
I said 7.5 because remember I said the Iowa State kind of half, but I gave them the loss to Iowa State. So if they win that game, that'll be my. See, come on, man. I told you I'm an expert.
Yeah.
And know nothing.
Yeah. You all beat, man. You all beat.
I'm an expert and I don't know nothing. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, that's why I've been tuned in with you, man. Locked in with you, boy. Hey, you talking facts, boy, I'm here.
I love it. Well, Brandon, I know you always in the chat. Actually, I thought you was a former player of mine because I had a player named Brandon Brown, and I always thought you was him. But, man, dog, I love that you always in the chat. You always showing love, man, for sure, man.
Yeah. When I get some real money, though, I'm going to subscribe, jump in the Patreon and all that.
Well, do me a favor. Why don't you come get this? Why don't you come get $900 out of Coach pocket? Why don't you jump on that?
With the fantasy. Hey, listen, all right, so listen, quick. So the fantasy gonna be, man, that's tough with college, man.
It's not, dog. Trust me, Brandon. The way you talking, I'm telling you, and I'm not trying to sell you, I mean, but the way you're talking, it's not as tough as you think. Remember, it's only Power 4 program. It's not like the G5, Liberty, and all them schools. They're not in it. It's only the Power 4. And it's not as tough as you think. Now, again, it ain't the NFL where you only got 32 teams. My bad. I got to be quiet. That boy A63 Kane popped the eyeballs in there. You know he be in here whipping behind, dog. A63 Kane that boy be slaughtering cats, dog. You see his name come, you be like, damn, I might have lost this one this week. But now for real, that boy in there wielding a Thor helmet. He be knocking heads off. But
yeah, you do.
But I'm gonna say this though, it help you. I'll say this: you damn sure watch the games different. You watch the game, bro. You ain't going out on Saturday night, bro. You gonna go to the club. If you are, you got your phone like this. Hey, baby, what's up? Hold on.
Listen,
I need 5 more yards.
I'm not at the boy. I'm locked. Listen, this is my time right now to really like lock in right now. I'm locked in. I'm finding my stuff right now, my stuff that I like. And then so now when I get closer to the date, then I'm really it's no hesitation. Like I even seen like FAU fans like really think like Vegas finna give them boys 14 up on Boston College, and I was like, well, y'all boys tripping.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I watch football for real.
Man, it's very rare they give, even on bad teams, dog. They don't be, if you notice, even like bad teams, it don't be no astronomical number. Like they never say like minus 35. Like
so now, yeah, right. So now, right. Listen. Even with that being said, so now when I'm looking at the squad, when I'm looking at you, I'm like, bro, listen, don't everybody projecting us like, bro, we gotta win by double digits to make people feel like, we doing something for real.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, dang, double digits, boy. I was putting that on the bookies. Like I don't remember the last time Miami was like good for like 3-4 weeks on the hitting the bookies up.
Yeah, but like even we play fam. Like okay, hold on, we're gonna play fam. You think they're gonna put minus 35 on there? No.
Man, we should put at least minus 17 on there.
No, we're gonna put that, but what I'm saying is the bookie ain't gonna put minus 35 as the line.
Nah.
So that's why I say I think you can always take the over and win when they play teams like that. Because that's just my opinion though. Because if you go look at the line, yeah, let's just look at it right quick. Let's see right quick.
Hello?
Yeah. I was looking at something right here.
Oh, okay.
Trying to see what they got. Dog, they don't even show up. They may not even make a line with FAMU then. I'm saying they may not even make it.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they may not even make a. Yeah, they may not even give a line.
Yeah, they might not even make that line.
All right, let's go Ball State. Let's see what they put on there.
Hey, look. Tell the old girl I'm on the phone real quick. My bad.
Nah, you good. My dog over there handling business, man. All right, let's see what they say. They don't even have nothing up right now. So that's what I'm saying. So, hey, they don't even have a line up right now for Ball State Miami. So,
okay.
I don't know, but I need you to jump in this fantasy, man. Stop playing, man. You got a $25 league. Come on and get on in there, boy.
I don't know. I might be late. I might be late to the party. I know. I mean, I could jump in the fantasy win. Like when the deadline for it.
Right now at 12 o'clock tonight.
Oh Lord, yeah, I'm out of there.
All right. For
I'm
you,
I ain't even.
Nah, Brandon. For
all
you,
right, Coach,
hold up, Brandon.
I appreciate everything.
Now you ain't gonna run from the smoke, but for you, I give you 48 hours. How about that?
And what is it? How much it is again?
$25.
All right, man, I might jump on it.
Hit me on the cash out. Hey.
I'm gonna jump on. Yeah. Check. What is it? Oh, I see. It's on there, right?
Hey, it's in the chat. It's in the description. I mean, it's in the description. But $100.
Yeah, definitely.
100 get you 900 though, boy. 100 get you 900 now, Brandon. Ooh.
Yeah, but I won't be ready.
Hey, boy, you can make her real happy with that 900.
Boy, they can't begin us up real now in the casino.
Hey, that 100 make her real happy. Be like, baby, I got you 900 right here. What's up? Yeah.
Yeah, and so you got the list. You got the list of all the players, or I just.
No,
like how we do that?
It's an app. It's an app. You go on the app and it got all you want. No, it's an app. It's professionally done. It's professionally.
So what? Me and somebody else pick the same player?
You can't. It's a
draft. Can't.
No, it's a draft and everything. Yeah, it's legit. It's legit. Yeah, it ain't like I ain't out there with a card. All right, who got who? All right. It's all the app. They got it on your phone.
Yeah. You know it right now.
Yeah.
All right, that boy got it.
Yeah. All right, Brandon. I'll see you, man.
For sure.
Already, man. Appreciate it. Shout out to Brandon Brown in the building, man. Is this a sales call? They call me ABC. Always be closing. Come on, not really flawed. Kenneth Tongue, you gonna take his money, not me. This dude right here be taking all the dang on money. 863 Kane, he's selfish. You don't let nobody else play. You don't let nobody play. He be taking all the money. Anyway, man, I did an hour and 15, man. So that's pretty good. 45 people in the building. This is the first episode of Nightlife, where we take a look at UCF. We're gonna be following them. We're going to have a good time, man. Like I said, I'm here. Hopefully I can slide over there to the bounce house. And Still Kane, weren't you in there last year? I think Still Kane was in that thing last year. Come on and jump back in that thing, Still Kane. Don't be scared. Damn, boy, look at my son. Damn, what picture you get? Where you get that picture from? Hold up. Well, you got me looking like old school, boy. Well, you took my teeth out my mouth. I'm gonna Photoshop my. Why you do me like that, son? Matter of fact, hey, take your behind the bed, boy. Go on the bed. Still Kane, last 2 years. Come on and jump on again, man. Kicking out the bread. Oh, I know you in there already. I was just trying to get you to get some more. Huh? Yeah, but nah, I'm trying. I think it's so much fun. I want to do $1,000 league, though. I ain't gonna lie to you, dog. I want to do one for 1,000. And 863, you can't play. You be getting all the players, dog. You be getting all the players. You be getting all the players. But anyway, no, man, this was fun. Like I said, UCF, University of Central Florida Knights in the building, man. We're gonna start following them, adding them here to the program, to the program. And I saw LV say, Coach, you're gonna be busy on Saturday. Well, I'm gonna make a change. I'm gonna do one pregame show and talk about all three of these teams, and then based on when they play or whatever, we may combine them. I don't know. We'll see. But we'll definitely have a lot of fun with that. But I know the pregame show, I'm just doing one. We just doing an hour. That's it. Really doing an hour, and that's it. But yeah, we definitely see what it is. All right, let me see here. Coach Hayes football, what can we look forward to every week as you learn about this team? What kind of research will you be doing? Well, hopefully I'm going to be doing some in-person research, because Saturday I might have to take a field trip, if y'all know what I'm saying. And so Saturday, old coach may take a field trip to the space station. You know what I'm saying. And like I say, as I learn more, I definitely pass it on to you guys, learn some of these players more, learn more about them, like anything, right? And as you learn more, talk about them. And I'm going to do it just like I do anything else. Hey, give my good, bad, and ugly, give my honest perspective on the program, the team. And, when they do well, we praise them. And when they do bad, we constructively criticize them. And that's just what it is. And we'll make it happen, man. So, yeah, I'm working hard on the Jamaican bobsled team. And if y'all want to jump in the Discord tonight, we can. Also, if you want to jump in the Discord, you're more than welcome. All you gotta do is become a member, and we're gonna do that. Matter of fact, I need to talk to the members tonight anyway. I wanted to pass some on to you guys. I want to ask y'all opinion about something. Yeah, team matters, right? Teamwork made the dream work. So that's something I want to do. So with all that being said, as Coach Hayes, man, let me take this number off here. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. Let me make sure make sure Brandon Brown ain't put the rent money on there. Make sure I ain't missed nothing. Brandon Brown probably didn't put the rent money up. Oh boy, ready. Oh, okay, I know what that is. All right. No, we ain't getting nobody tonight. That's all right. We go fishing tomorrow. The party don't stop. But there it is, man. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much, man. Let's take this ride together. Let's make it happen. And with all that being said, Coach Hayes will catch you at the 50-yard line. Peace. Hey, Junior, go to bed. Go to bed, Junior. And tell your mama I said hi. Peace.